Hi seniors, welcome back. It's day 6 for Unit 3. We went over several of the do now and homework problems. You can refer to a classmate for those answers. I'm going to go over the problems that we did today in class. We looked at what causes supply to change. Our last day looking at these supply shifters with some demand shifters thrown in. We want to identify, draw, and explain how supply and demand change. And this ties into these two standards that we've been working with. Again, this is our last day working with these. Our assessment will be on March 29th. Later this week and next week we'll work with equilibrium. Same key terms as last class. We did some Kahoot. You can go here and you can play this if you want. We'll play it again in class here in the days ahead. And here's the activity that we did today, looking at these different scenarios. So what I'd encourage you to do is pause the video, go through these the scenarios yourself. I've got them uploaded to Schoology, and then resume the video and I'll go over the answers. All right, so let's take a look at the answers together here. Samsung creates a new microchip that allows for longer battery life and processing. That would be a demand increase. And the reason I would say is I would do a PQ D1, looks like that, D2. And the reason is the taste and preferences. People prefer a battery that has a longer life. There you go. Let's look at number 2. The price of beef goes down. And how does that impact the market for chicken? And so we'll have D1. And if beef is cheaper, people don't want to buy chicken, so that will be a demand. I got a supply curve here. That'll be a demand decrease, D1 and D2. There we go. And the reason is a change in the price of substitutes. Number 3, Starbucks helps you lose weight. Sounds like people are going to want to buy Starbucks, so P and Q. And we have D1, so that will create a demand increase as a result of a change in taste and preferences. Number 4, changes in U.S. policy allows businesses overseas to compete. Businesses overseas compete with producers here. So that's telling me that this has something to do with supply. Oops, let's go back. And let's draw our curves. Q, P, we have our supply curve, S1. And if there are businesses overseas and here in the U.S., sounds like to me there's going to be more businesses available, so that's going to create a supply increase, a shift to the right as a result of new producers, numbers of producers. Number 5, your company is earning record profits, decides to expand to new cities. You receive a promotion, you receive a change in income, which would be a positive change in income, so it's going to increase our demand for goods and services as a result of this change in income. You could also say a supply increase as a result of new number of producers as a result of the expansion to new cities. Number 6, we did one like this last week in class. We have lumber and we have new homes, and the relationship between the two is that they are inputs. Lumber is an input for new homes. If the price of lumber goes down, it's going to make it cheaper to build homes, and so we'll have a supply increase as a result of a change in the price of inputs. Number 7, soybean farmers are going to be taxed, and taxes always have the same effect. It's going to be a supply decrease as a result of government policy. Number 8, subsidy likewise is going to have the same effect all the time. In this case, though, it's going to be a supply increase. Makes it cheaper to produce something so they can produce more. Number 9, new families move into a neighborhood. That's going to be an impact on demand, and will have demand increase as a result of change in the number of consumers. Change in the number of consumers. Number 10, Here we have 2 movie theaters, and the price of one raised their price, and so the demand for the other one is going to increase, and change in the price of substitutes. And the last one here. There's a key word right at the very beginning, Civil War. Forces refineries to shut down in the Middle East. A couple of ways you could look at this. You could say it's a supply decrease because of political crises, or a reduction in the number of producers. Either of those would be acceptable and have the same effect of creating a supply decrease. And that's the last one. So good luck with that. Let me know of any questions that you may have. And your homework is Quiz 2 on Schoology. See you tomorrow.